there should have been some sort of, I don't know, punishment for that or some sort of major consequence.
There's a reward system, actually, if you do that. Like, if you're more inclined to be all shooter, you have more opportunities to level up shooting-wise. If you want to be more stealthy, then you could do that. But then when you come against a boss, you won't be as well equipped to, shoot that boss in the face.
If you know how to do it.
A shooter, though. How can you go through this game being a shooter when bullets are more precious than unicorns in this game?
Yeah, I don't know about that. By about halfway through the game, I was selling bullets off like a crazy person, even when I was playing it on shooter.
Really?
I mean, you use the pistol, you use the machine gun. What do I need 500 shotgun shots for? The shotgun's crap.
It'd be nice before you go into a building that you had more than 6 tranquilizer darts. I just want to say, when there's like an army of guys in there, you might think to maybe bring like a case with you. I don't know.
Are you guys stop melee killing anybody?
Well,
I love melee killing. I did that thing where you can kill like 2 people at once with the melee killing style. And he does like that ninja shit with the samurai sword stuck to his arms.
Well, see, you guys went to fighting. I went sort of a separate direction. See, with the game, this is how you kind of start out the game. I think everybody wants to start out like being a badass and probably beating off people and shooting people and killing people. But then you kind of learn to
doing what?
I didn't. What did you play?
Well, no, with the game here, you can like start off as kind of like you have tendencies to want to be a badass during the first early stages, but then you learn as you play the game, you receive experience points for augmenting yourself, or building up certain skills. You can augment yourself to build yourself up to be sort of like an extra fortified, bulletproof badass when you walk into a room, or you can build up certain skills like hacking. There are turrets in the game that you have to hack, and then there's also doors that you can get into and access areas you can get into if you hack well, and you can kind of breeze through the game best by being just a cool hacking machine. Or if you can build up your strength to where maybe you don't want to use
weapons. Just punch through a wall.
Well, you can punch through a wall, or you can pick up a refrigerator and knock the fuck out of somebody with it if you don't want to use bullets. And like I said, you can build up your conversation skills, and you can just kind of early on when it's frustrating to try to talk to somebody and figure out the puzzle-solving elements of putting the right string of phrases together, it gets easier if you build up your conversation skills. So the choice that they give players in this game is amazing. And I chose to kind of play a middle ground. I didn't kill anybody unless you push me to do it. So,
Hey, Korey, did you get to the Hive Club in China?
Yes, I did.
What did you do to the bouncer?
Don't do it. Have we ruined enough of this game already? I don't want
No, because to get into the club, you could either pay the bouncer like 2,000 credits to get in, or you could sneak through an event, or what I did was just knock that fucker out.
I sneaked in. I didn't. I got to a point in the game where I really became pretty good at sneaking around.
Come on, man! Haven't you ever wanted to punch out a bouncer? That was your perfect opportunity to do that.
Well, I'm gonna do that when I get to London. No, when I get over to London, I'm planning on doing that in real life. I don't need a game for that. So
was that Korey meets Nick at the airport and he's got his back turned, he taps him on the shoulder and Nick turns around.
Oh, hey, Korey.
See, that's the thing. You wanted to like beat up people, and I did too, but I just felt like I really, I like that. I like doing that James Bond stuff, man. I like sneaking around, and it was a sneaking around in the game that just kind of got to me sometimes too. Like I said, I was already in the mindset that if I wasn't killing everybody, I would get some bigger reward. Now Jeff already told me that if you want that reward, you kind of have to go to the game without killing anybody. So that was kind of futile for me. But I did get to the point where the sneaking around in the level, it was like, all right, as much as I like the choice of how I want to play this game, if you choose to sneak around, you begin to notice just how redundant some of these levels are, the layout of some of these levels are. I mean, everything is conveniently angled and has boxes in them. You walk into like a shoe store or something. Everything's a box where you have to go if you want to sneak around. It has like a very boxy layout. And to me, that just became kind of repetitive to do that.
Or you can make your own boxes. You just pick up a vending machine and just take it with you and hide behind it every now and again. It's like, I don't remember this there.
Why is this soda machine following me right now?
I went through that entire game, saving and loading every time I got seen. I didn't kill a single person the entire time. And when the game ended, I did not get that trophy. And that was what drove me into a murderous rage in my second playthrough.
That's fine. I'll kill everyone in this game.
What are you gonna say, Kevin?
They're kind of long, though. I mean, every time I die, it's like I got to reload, and I'm like, well, I guess I go take a shit or something because it takes a long time to reload.
Yeah, man.
I have things to do. I have a life to live. I've got friends I want to see, a job. Too bad I spent it all waiting for Deus Ex to load.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that's bad about the game. Yeah, every time you have to start over, you really have to choose where you're going to save that game. And fortunately, it gives you the freedom of saving, and not at save points, but you can save it at any time. And you're going to want to do that because shit, man, it's nothing worse than like reloading over and over again and having to wait 2 minutes for that loading screen to get through. So I will say this, man. I love the world in the game. I'm not crazy about the level design and everything, but I love the world. You're going to hear a lot of comparisons to, of course, Blade Runner. I mean, this is pretty much essentially Blade Runner. It's a cyberpunk film noir kind of game. But, there's elements of, as we mentioned, RoboCop and even Akira in there. And I wish it was a little more expansive. I felt like I was running into a lot of dead ends when I wanted to see more. But I love the look of the world.
It feels.
Yeah, I was about to say that the characters don't look that great to me in the game, but the levels look gorgeous. I mean, I love the lighting and everything. I mean, I know it's all the same color, like golden brown and stuff, but I thought it was a nice, unique look for this game that compared to everything else.
Yeah, and I love that the world looks so nice. They put a lot of work into that, but all the NPCs and characters that populate the world, I wish somebody would find a way around the whole thing of people just standing around doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, you go for days in the game, that chick is still right on that wall over there. And it's like, that's noticeable. And you can tell there's a bunch of nerds working on these games because they don't know how to write dialogue for tough characters or dialogue for black characters. I ran into a gang early on in the game. And
is this the gang with the blinged out arms?
Yeah, man, those guys, and they had blue jean jackets with the sleeves torn out of them and red headbands, and they're shooting at me, and all the black people are yelling, "You gonna die, sucker!" Let me a note to the people who work on these games: if you do not have any black people to consult with at the office, I will tell you right now. We as black people, we don't say sucker anymore. Okay, just to let you know. I mean, maybe
we're gonna get your ass, jive turkey.
Everybody. Yeah, why did you just say that?
Punk ass, crooked ass, bitch ass cop.
Yo, man, ain't so close. Be the jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving. It's like, come on, man.
Man, Robo honky coming for my ass.
Yeah, the tough characters too. The dialogue. I mean, the voice acting and dialogue in this game is anywhere from just barely acceptable to terrible. Even your lead character, who you're supposed to have some sympathy for.
Generic tough guy version 2.0.
Oh my god, yeah, he was the thing that pissed me off. He was kind of like Keanu Reeves, but trying to do a Christian Bale impression.
It was.
This character has a lot of things to say, and I know with a game this big, you have to program a lot of options in there. So I'm not going to hold against him too much, but some of this dialogue is inexcusable, and some of the voice acting is just horrible.
I thought that the jackass guy that was like his operator back at Seraph, Francis,
Francis,
he was way more interesting than Jensen was. I was like, he was about that guy.
Ponytail. Who the hell wears a ponytail anymore as the guy, especially in the future? Oh, Christ.
Francis. What do you mean who wears a ponytail in the future? Who says sucker in the future? I mean, come on. Well, actually, it is 2027. Maybe they were bringing it back. I don't know. So. I will say this, in closing remarks about the game.
Wait, I got a bone to pick.
Oh no! You know what? If I'm not finished, you guys have to finish. Well, go ahead. Who else has something to say about the game?
Well, as somebody who tried to go through the game without killing anybody, I have to say that the boss fights in this game almost ruined the whole thing for me. Because when you play a game where they're perfectly happy to let you go through and talk or trank your way out of everything, and then bam, you are locked in a room with a guy with a chain gun with nothing that will hurt him at all. And it's like suddenly you're fucked. That's it.
The way I was playing, it was like suddenly the guy from Chess Club gets thrown into Thunderdome.
Yeah, it's like, you try to run up and punch him in the face, and he grabs you and just chokes you for a while. You try to hide behind something, he throws 12 grenades all over the entire room. And, it's okay, well, I'll try shooting at him. And then he opens up on you with a chain gun. It literally took me about 45 minutes to get past that first boss fight.
Really?
And then from there on out, I carried around a huge-ass heavy machine gun and didn't use it the entire game except for on 2 other boss fights.
You are totally right. In a game where every part of the game is depending on you being able to confront people either with violence or reasoning, I think that option should have been given to the boss fights because they are routine. Now, I will say that they were a little more challenging than I thought they would be because I kind of did the same thing you did. I ran around the room until I figured out I could pick up certain things and throw them, and I thought, like, okay, that there are more options here than just shooting. But yeah, bosses are disappointing, especially when everything else in the game is pretty innovative. I mean, it's and they continue to do that throughout the whole game, I think, except for the last boss. So, overall though, it's a game with problems. I think people are like giving this game probably more praise out of nostalgia than for actual gameplay. But listen, for given the choice for the style that you want to play this game, not punishing you too much for it, even though I think there are some parts where they should, and just giving you the hours of gameplay, there's a lot of replay value here. I mean, you can go back and play the game a different way, and it's not, and like I said, it's a great world to kind of inhabit for a while and look at. And as the game progresses, I think so does the style of gameplay as you have to learn how to build your character up. And those things are painful too. I mean, when you build up your character a certain way, you feel like you really have to make careful choices, because when you choose one thing, you're thinking, well, I really wanted that over there, but I'm already moving along this path. So it makes you kind of come back. Just for the replay value alone and just for the quality of the world, I'm gonna have to say this is a full price game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's really so much you can do. You can spend so much time just exploring and play through it once one way and then play through it a completely different way. Whether you're doing stealth one time and then action on the other, it's got a lot to offer. So yeah, full price definitely.
I wanted to give this game a better than sex. I really did. I wanted it to be the first one. I wanted to, but little stuff like the boss fights and the way they deal with power and kind of some of the contrived way that the game ends, some of the story problems, it's a very high, very solid full price, but just that.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say I'd give it a full price as well. I have to say that I'm a little bit biased because I'm deeply nostalgic about the original, but I feel that this picked up all the strengths that the original had, and also the soundtrack. I don't know if you guys thought about it, but I loved it. I thought it was really good.
Actually,
it was
what,
really
Nick?
good.
That's a good point, because the score for this game is excellent, and it only made me hate the dialogue and the voice acting in the game more. So,
you can turn off the dialogue in the options menu if you hate it that much. Just have the music in the background.
It just fueled my killing sprees when I did it. So, Kevin, what do you think?
The
Full price. It would have gotten a better score if they would have given me a little more tranquilizer dart action, so I could get through the game without killing people like they tease you with, which is completely impossible as far as I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing about the game is how you take out people. There's so many ways to do it. I mean, you can hide behind stuff and take people out. You can actually cause a diversion with a knocked out body or a dead body and take people out as they come to see, which must be some of the dumbest people in the world. And to do that, and like I said, the ability to hide also has variety in it too. Even though I cannot figure out, you're supposed to be stealthy in this game, and part of that requires you to open doors right in front of people, and they never notice that the door is being fucking opened, man. You just stand there talking. You can hit them with the door and just crouch on by.
But I love the way that they see the door just magically open, and then they're like, "What?" and they walk over, and then just as any video game, 10 seconds later, they're like, "Huh, that was a little strange."
Yeah.
I don't think I'll actually go in there and look around. I think I just want to look at the door.
Hey guys, this place is haunted.
Cyber ghosts.
I know, this back to Joe gone crazy.
I'll take you to hell!
Police have opened fire on the crowd.
You'll never find them! I'll never stop looking.